Hi, my name is Morgan, and today I'm going to be talking to you about violent video games and how they increase aggressive behavior in children and adolescents. So first of all, Procon.org shows that 97% of U.S. kids aged 12 to 17 play video games, contributing to the $21.53 billion domestic video game industry. More than half of the 50 top-selling video games contain violence. Violent video games increase and encourage aggressive behavior in children and adolescents. As college students, most of us have probably participated in these types of games at least once, TJ. We set the example for our younger peers, and even though we are much older, it's possible that these games still influence our day-to-day thinking. Violence in video games makes children less sensitive and empathetic to gruesome behavior. Violent video games desensitizes children to violent actions. The American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry says that while some video games have educational content, many of the most popular games emphasize negative themes and promote things like killing of people and animals, the use and abuse of drugs and alcohol, criminal behavior, disrespect for authority and the law, sexual exploitation and violence towards women, and foul language and obscene gestures. The American Psychological Association Task Force reports that the research demonstrates that a consistent relation between violent video game use and increases in aggressive behavior, aggressive conditions and aggressive effect, and decreases in prosocial behavior, empathy, and sensitivity to aggression. It's not the video games themselves that pose the issue, it's the violence in the video games. Video games can be beneficial if they provide the correct content. For instance, they've been used to train surgeons and prepare soldiers for war. Dr. James Butch Rosser, general surgeon at Florida Hospital Celebration Health, did research and found that surgeons who do just a few minutes of video game play before they go into surgery can improve their surgical technique. Also, David Barlett, the former chief of operations at the Defense Modeling and Simulation Office at the Pentagon, says the technology in games has facilitated a revolution in the art of warfare. And although this may be beneficial for warfare, these games have the same effect on children and adolescents, making violence seem less shocking and therefore making it easier on the conscience to perform violent acts. Violent video games reinforce fighting as a means of dealing with conflict by rewarding the use of violent actions with increased life force, more weapons, and moving on to higher levels and more. Video games compared to movies and TV shows allow the viewer to actually interact in the game. The reward system within the games encourage foul behavior. David Wolf's book on adolescent risk behaviors shows an analysis of 81 video games rated for teens ages 13 and up found that 73 games, which is 90%, rewarded injuring other characters, and 56 games, which is 69%, rewarded killing. Nicholas Carnegie's research shows that people who played a video game that rewarded violence showed higher levels of aggressive behavior and aggressive cognition as compared with people who played a version of the same game that was competitive but either did not contain violence or punished violence. The violent content in video games encourages aggressive behavior in children and adolescents. The lifelike violent actions and reward system in video games desensitizes people to violence in real-life situations. This can be dangerous for the minds of developing children and teens. Sometimes the things that are most popular in society can be the most detrimental to our physical, mental, and social health.